Hello guys, Robot1 here, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video. And in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, I'm going to be showing you my updated Pendulum Magician deck profile because new list came out last week. It's now fully in effect, and I personally wanted, well, not last week, 2 weeks ago, and it's now fully in effect after Utrecht and everything. And I wanted to show you my new build of Magicians because, like, Magicians are a deck that's still really good. It lost to Electromite, but the deck is still really powerful. It doesn't really lose to hand traps at all, and I personally feel like the deck still has a lot of power, a lot of strength, and I wanted to show you what the deck can do, and essentially tell you what the deck can do, and show you my reasonings for certain choices that I would change in Magicians, and just tell you guys what I personally think of the new list and build of Magicians that is out there. So without further ado, let's get into it, because Magicians, they're still pretty much the same as they used to be, but there are some changes that you have to make the deck a little more consistent and stuff like that. Plus, hand traps are gay, and this deck beats them, so let's get into it. So for starters, we play the free Harmonizing Magician. Obviously, you got to play this at free. It gives you just so many plays in general. Being able to just summon a Zhangxi from the deck, being able to make Vortex, being able to just summon a level 4 Magician from the deck to be able to make any rank 4, being able to summon Time Gaze from the deck to make a Dawn Dragster, or make a Synchro even, is just really, really powerful. Even just being able to make a Link play with it is still really powerful. So you gotta play this card at free because it just gives you so much power. Personally, I feel like this should have been hit on the list over the Electromite. But for some reason, Konami chose, oh, let's hit the Electromite instead, because obviously that's gonna do something when it really doesn't. It just makes the deck more susceptible to Ogre and stuff. So, yeah, free Harmonizing Magician. Free Wisdom Eye gives you every scale in your deck, a high scale, a low scale, a purple Poison, a Black Fang, a Harmonizing if you want to boost your attack, gives you everything you want, so yeah, gotta play that at free. Purple Poison, you gotta play this at free as well. It outs every Floodgate in the game, be it a Naturia Beast, be it an Unending Nightmare, be it an anti-spell fragrance, be it any Floodgate in the game. This card outs it. I would not play this at less than free because this just outs every Floodgate in the game, and it can out really other problem cards as well that you can't just deal with in other ways. So really, really good card that you have to play at free. Plus, it does stuff like Strike, so it's definitely it's guaranteed to get the Destroy as long as there's not a Mechaba on board. But yeah, free Purple Poison. 2 Black Fang. Honestly, this card is fine at 2. You don't need to play 3 of it. I wouldn't play 1 of it. But just being able to revive Magicians from the graveyard can help you greatly. There's a play in this deck that I do where I make Tornado Dragon Tornado Dragon Blinding, because if I don't know what I'm up against, and then because I make the Tornado Dragon, and if this is in the scale, if I've made the Vortex as well, then I just pop the Black Fang scale, summon the Zhangxi Magician, and have the Zhangxi on board to negate like any light monster they make, like a Trickstar Lycanus or a Trickstar Lilybell, or even a Candina. So there is a cute little combo you can do with that, and this just helps with that as well. Also, halving the attack stats of any monster is really good at times because it lets you get over pretty much anything in the game. So that's really nice. 2 Oath Dragon recycles everything in the deck. Literally, just being able to recycle like a Harmonizing Magician or a Wisdom Eye Magician, just being able to advance your game state because of that. You have to play this card at 2, or you can even play it at 3 if you really wanted. But I just prefer 2 because of it just gives you your scales back, your extra deck cards back, and it lets you play the game a lot better, so you have to play this card. But yeah, 2 Earth Dragon. A Zhangxi Magician, because of the Vortex play, obviously, you got to play this to be able to get into Vortex majority of the time, to summon it off the Harmonizing. Free Chronograph to turbo into an Electromite with the Time Gazer. Obviously, this is just a way to get into Electromite quicker. Free Master Cerberus and 2 Jackal King. I still don't like this engine, to be honest with you guys. Personally, I feel this engine isn't really as necessary anymore, because obviously now that we've lost 2 Electromite and you've got other Link monsters that you want to make, I feel like this engine isn't as powerful as it used to be. But the reason I'm still personally playing it is because the fact that this still searches this. This is still a very powerful card, and even without the other card, the other mythical beasts, I would still play this no matter what. And because of that, I feel like because of this can search this and give you just more negates. This is still worth the engine in general. And obviously, of course, you can still make the Electromite really easy and stuff like that, but I like how this can still search this to get you to more negates, so that's the main reason why this engine is still in here. I personally don't like it because if you get ashed, you lose from there if you can't make the Electromite, as I say in like every Magician deck profile. But in general, these two cards are just so powerful. Well, this one card is so powerful that I feel like it's kind of worth the risk at times, seeing as well in this case, this deck can play against every hand trap in the game. 3 Dark Worm and 2 Zero Gate. The reason, obviously, for this is that this is sent to grave through stuff like Dragon Shrine and Foolish Burial. You summon it back, search the Zero Gate, and then you're able to make Vortex a lot easier. This also helps you make Electromite, plus any Link monsters that you want to make to be able to have the down-pointing arrows. So you got to play this engine. 2 Curtain Raiser. You could play this at more than 2, to be honest. You could play it at 3. Like, if you cut the Mythical Beast engine, play this card at 3. But I feel because there's so much ways to get into an Electromite, and the fact that this effect is only once per duel, you only really need to play it at 2 with all the other engines and consistency stuff you already have in the deck. So I'm playing at this at 2 because you don't really need to run the 3rd. There's also cute little things you can do with this, like being able to crash over a Nat Beast just by normal summoning it with no monsters on board and stuff like that. So there's also little helpful bits like that. But the fact that it's once per duel really does kind of hinder me wanting to play it at more than 2 when I'm playing so many other engines. That's the monsters, though. The monster lineup I feel is really, really good. Being able to just use the Curtain Raisers, the Dark Worms, the Mythical Beasts to search the Jackal King to have more negates. Like, even the Magician ratio is really good in my opinion. I wouldn't change the ratio whatsoever. I feel like it's really, really strong as is. But as I said, the only thing I might change is like the Mythical Beast engine because it's not as necessary anymore. But being able to search this is still really powerful, so I'm not going to complain there. So yeah, that's the main monsters. They're all refined as far as I'm concerned. They all help you get into the 1 Electromite and everything along those lines. Plus help you win the duel, which is really nice. But yeah, for spells, we run 2 Duelist Alliance, searches any card with Pendulum in its name, such as Pendulum Core, which is really powerful. And also this is mainly bait for Ash Blossom, so they ashed this, I'm normally 100% fine. And even if they don't, I'm just gonna search like a Star Pendulum Graph and be fine in general as well. But yeah, 2 Pendulum Core, being able to search, you resolve this, you get basically the harmonizing and the whatever alternative scale you have, and then you're going to guarantee at least a 2 negate board 90% of the time. So, well, no, not 2 negate board, a 3 negate board most of the time if you resolve this card, because of you can go into like Vortex, Decode, and Tornado Dragon, which has a destruction, 2 target negates, and a normal negate. So yeah, you're almost certainly guaranteed to get that kind of board with this, so gotta play this. 2 Pot of Desires, wouldn't play this card at 3 because I don't want to draw another Desires off Desires. Obviously there's still the risk of that playing at 2, but I feel like playing at 3 would just heighten that risk, and it's not worth it all in all. 2 Dragon Shrine, 1 Foolish Burial. You play the Dragon Shrines and the Foolish Burial, obviously, to send the Dark Worms to essentially get into Electromite quicker. And also the reason I'm not playing a 3rd Dragon Shrine is because I feel like if you were to play a 3rd Dragon Shrine, you would there would be more chance of drawing 2 of this card, and you don't want to draw 2 of this card at any point in time. If you do draw 2, then it's like there's no chance of you drawing the 3rd, so it's fine in that regard as well. But you never want to draw 2 of this card, you really don't. And the reason Foolish is here, for a cheeky little note, is that you could send any spellcaster to the graveyard, use Black Fang effect, and then summon the spellcaster back to essentially have that cheeky free monster of Foolish Burial. So that's pretty nice. And the 1 Star Pendulum Graph, because it's the alternative search to Duelist Alliance, and being able to protect your magicians from target effects such as Widow Anchor and Afterburners and everything of the like is really, really nice. So Really good in general. Plus, whenever a magician leaves the board, I search a magician, and being able to search a harmonizing after I've used the harmonizing can really, really give me plays next turn. So, yeah. The lineup for the main deck is honestly really good. I have no issues with it. It works really, really well. As I said, you don't need this engine, but it's still pretty good. But everything else in the deck is very, very nice, and I would not change anything so far. But for the extra deck, we play obviously the one Electromite, lets you combo off, gives you everything to go into like your Vortex combo, your advancing in game states, an additional +1. Well, actually no, this is technically a +2 at times, because the draw and the one from extra deck that you normally get for free anyway, because you're going to be destroying a 0 gate that you got off Darkworm. And just in general, being able to just advance your game state to such a point that you win the duel because of it. Oh god, a card fell on the floor. No, technical difficulties. But yeah, this card is still broken at 1, and honestly, 1 is enough. 1 is honestly enough. Witch's Apprentice. You have to play this especially now, seeing as this was cut down to 1 now by the list. Konami were like, shing! You're at 1 now. So you got to play this even more now, because it allows you to make 2 down pointing arrows and give all your dark spellcaster boost. Plus, when it's destroyed, recycle it back into the extra deck, have more plays for the later turns. Really good, and it actually helped me. And this actually helps at times when you just really need a low scale link 2 to go into, and you can't make anything else. But yeah, 1 decode, because I find it that being able to negate your opponent's Widow Anchor, After Burners, everything like that could target your stuff. Even Twin Twisters, it's really, really powerful. Borrowload, because I want to steal your girl. No, because I want to steal all your good monsters that could help me eventually win the game. Boral Sword, because it's an OTK enabler. Dweller, because I don't like your graveyards a lot of the time. Exciton Knight, because I'm going to nuke your board. Really good, happy this came off the list. Just being able to nuke your board for free some of the times as well, because a Pendulum Core is really, really nice. Yeah, wish it was a dark as well, so I could make it off the Witch's Apprentice, but what are you going to do? Tornado Dragon, because I don't like your back row. Dark Rebellion, because OTK enabler. Trapeze Magician, because OTK enabler. Norito, because I want to negate your stuff. Absolute, because I want to make Vortex. Dragster, because I want to negate your stuff. Clearwing, because of its a Raigeki on legs. And Vortex, because it negates your stuff. But yeah, that's the deck profile. Honestly, I feel like the deck works really, really well. I have no issues with the deck. Like, the deck has performed very well for me in testing, and even still, it's basically the same deck it was last format with just 1 less Electromite. So, I have no real issues with the deck, but guys, this is my deck profile. I personally think it's a really good deck profile. It works very well still, having all the same advantages it had last format, being able to make the 5 negate board, being able to just OTK your opponent going second, no matter what, as long as they don't have like an Ogre or a Gamma. I personally feel like it's really, really good still. If you were to add any cards though, guys, I would suggest like maybe Ash Blossom, Called by the Grave, if you're really scared of stuff like Ghost Ogre and Ash Blossom. Like, you could add a few different cards into the deck such as that. But in general, I feel like the deck is fine how it is. It works really well still. It has a lot of power still. And personally, if you were to play this deck, I would suggest you do. I'm not decided on what I'm going to play this format. I played Altgeist last week. I might play Trickstar next week. I have a lot of decks to kind of decide through. I even have Heroes with Stratos that I could play, but I kind of want to wait for Summon Sorceress. But in general, I feel like the deck is still really powerful, and this deck is still really good and a great contender for the format. Definitely in the top 10 best decks. But yeah, guys, what do you think of my list, though? Do you think my list is good? Do you think my list is bad? Tell me all of that in the comment section below, because I want to hear your personal opinions, and maybe some changes that I could do to make it even better. But yeah, if you have anything like that, tell me in the comment section below. If you liked the deck profile, though, don't forget to press the like button. If you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh videos and deck profiles like this, don't forget to press the subscribe button. I've got quite a few deck profiles planned for the channel, so stay tuned for that. If you want to see any more content from me and be notified of that content, such as streams or anything like that, or videos, I stream normally Thursdays UK time, 8 PM. And yeah, guys, so that's all of it. I have nothing else to say in this video. I'm kind of stumbling on now. And yeah, guys, but magicians are really good. They're still really powerful. And yeah, Robot1 signing out, guys. It did nothing going to 1. Robot1 signing out.